Welcome my friends. In this video I'm going to share with you how I create delicious tea blends from my backyard tea garden. Now I put this tea garden together about 3 weeks ago and I can already harvest from it. So I've got a sharp pair of scissors. I'm going to go in through here and start clipping some of this tea that's really started growing, and it will continue to grow all summer. So I've got some paper bags labeled with the different kinds of mints, and I'm going to go through here. If you want to see how to make your own tea garden, please check out my video. It's in the description box below. But I'm going through and just chopping these, cutting them way back. They will continue to grow, putting them in paper bags. Then when we get inside, we'll start the drying process and making teas. So the first step was, I had them all nice and labeled, is to wash them and get them good and clean. And you can see how beautiful they are. It smells so good in the kitchen. The spearmint is my favorite. We're going to go over to the sink, and I have my salad spinner, which I absolutely love. I got that off of Amazon, and I wash all my greens in it. So I've got my different mints one at a time. I wash them, then I drain it, and then I spin it some more to get as much water off as possible. I do lay them on a towel, pat them down with some paper towels because you want it as dry as possible. And then I just lay them on my Excalibur dehydrating tray, and we're going to set it on the herb section on the dial of your dehydrator. That's about 105. And then I did these for about 6 hours. Then I just pop them in the dehydrator right on the counter right before I went to bed, and it shut off, and there it is, nice and packed full of the herbs, the teas. It's ready to get dehydrated. And this is the best way to do it if you live in a humid area. I've tried hanging them up, but it's just too humid where I live. They don't dry out as well. I've got my jars washed, clean, and dry, ready to take on those herbs. So, out come the mints, and you can see they're all nice and crisp. I do put on a pair of gloves because I don't want the oils from my skin to get in the tea. And then I just kind of crunch around that long stem, and I do dehydrate mine still on the stem. It's just easier. I crunch them and then just pull it down off of the stem into the jar. Really easy. They smell good. And I'll keep patting these down in the jar as I add more herbs. And that's all there is to it. So this is my first harvest of the mint teas. I've got them in jars, these really pretty green jars I collected a few years back. This is the apple mint. The spearmint is my favorite. It is so delicious, and you can see inside, this jar is almost full, but I'm going to push it down as I add more leaves. I'll just keep pressing it down, squishing it, but oh, that's my favorite hot tea, is the spearmint. And you can also take a sprig, wash it, and put it in a tall glass of ice water. In the summertime, it is just so refreshing. Smells so good. So if you don't want to venture out into a big tea garden, just get some spearmint or peppermint. And it comes back every year. Do it in a container. But oh, this is going in my ice water in a few minutes, but I love teas in the winter and fall, so I'm going to have a good supply. I will keep picking throughout the summer. I'll keep cutting it back, dehydrating it, and putting it in jars. I've got peppermint, the chocolate mint. There's not a whole lot of that. I really want that plant to do some growing, but this smells just like, oh, those chocolate mint Girl Scout cookies. It smells just like it. So I'm really excited about that. I've got orange mint and grapefruit mint. Now I also make elderberry tea with cinnamon sticks and cloves, and I've got jars of that. And I could add in, let's say I want to do a combination of some orange mint, some elderberry, some cinnamon sticks, and cloves. Put those in a little tea bag, and I get these off of Amazon. you get a whole bunch for a really good price. They're little fabric tea bags. So I will just fill some of these things. I can mix it up. I can do apple mint with some cloves or apple mint with cinnamon. Put it in here and then tie it up and then put it in your hot water and steep it. So delicious. Now, at Christmas time, I did give some homemade tea gifts. One was to my sister, her favorite, and you can buy little tins at Christmas time or throughout the year and just fill it with your little homemade tea bags. This is the elderberry, cinnamon, and cloves, and my sister loved this, so I made her a big tin for Christmas. But you put this in hot boiling water. Of course, elderberry is so good for you in fighting colds and flus. But then after she'd have a cup of hot tea, she'd save her bag. And the next day, she'd fill up a big glass of ice water and dip this back down in it, just leave it in the ice water. And she said that's what she loved the most. So you don't have to throw it away. You can reuse the tea bag the next day. But it smells so good, y'all. So I'm really excited about my little outdoor tea garden. I'm gonna keep this up all through the summer, and I'll show you what it looks like in the fall when I get all these jars packed full. I'm probably gonna have to add some jars to it, but a lot of fun, and it tastes delicious. So I hope you'll give this one a try. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to go back and watch the first video where I actually put that little tea garden together. I went and bought plants, and you can see that video. I'll leave it in the description box below. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a very blessed day.